Guys, deluded. I'm back again now. This is not a dig of at Pep Guardiola or Manchester City. I mean, if you love football, in my opinion, you don't love Manchester City if you love football. What I meant to say, you love Pep Guardiola, innit? Because I mean, yeah, for me, as I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but I love football in it. So for me, in the same way, clearly I love Wenger. I have an appreciation for Jose. Ferguson's my granddad. Essentially, there's some man you've got a love in it for what they've stood for and what they've done in football. And Pep Guardiola is one of them, man, for many reasons. I'm not going to sit here and list them, but if for me, in short, if you love football, you love Pep Guardiola, or you have an admiration for the man. So I'm not getting at him. Equally, am I not suggesting he needs to play 11 or 20 kids, because Manchester City, they clearly brought him there to create a dynasty, Barcelona V2, win the Premier League consistently, and ultimately claim the Champions League in the first time in their history, or whenever, or whatever in it. So that's the carrot. So obviously to do that, you need the best players in the world essentially, and it's going to be tough for young players. It's tough for young players even if that's not your ambition. It's tough for all young players, whether the team's 20th in the Premier League or first. It's tough because they have an impossible job. Fans are very impatient in the sense that they not only want good football, the best players, challenging for staff, instant stuff, all other instant sort of incentives. They want you to bring through young players, and that's not the case. You need patience, time for young players. And I'm not advocating bringing players that are not good enough, because there's some players that are talented but they're not quite at that level. But I've questioned Arsenal's own record with bringing through kids. I've questioned Chelsea's, and you can see there's a problem with Chelsea's. I've questioned Pochettino's, which he gets praised for no reason. So I've got to question Pep Guardiola. If it's not Pochettino, who do you, or Klopp, who do you hear? Oh, this young player should play for Pep, blah, blah, blah. What young players has he brought through from City? Now, again, I'm not digging at him, man. Clearly Foden's on the crust. But why I say this is because there's an alarming rate of young players departing that club, to be fair with you. People said Sancho was in it. Jadon Sancho was an idiot for not staying and playing under the glorious Pep. He left, and now he's closer to making his name in senior football and playing for Dortmund. Obviously, you're seeing other players depart. You saw, again, if these players ain't going to make it at the club, they're not going to make it. So I'm not saying, I don't want you to get hung up on the players. I'm just saying, what I'm actually saying is there something wrong at the club in regards to young players not believing there's a pathway there and giving up? Because you've seen, like I said, Sancho's bust out. You're hearing rumours that Brahim Diaz to sign a new deal. He wants to play first team, or he's not committing his future there, and his contract runs up in 2019. Kongolo completed his move to back to Holland, to Herberveen, I believe it is. He arrived at 16 years of age, spent 4 years at Manchester City and left, so he's learned his lesson essentially. Bobby Duncan left the club. Divishen left the club. Davenport, or whatever his name is, the guy who went Blackburn, sorry. Buckley Ricketts, Tolson. Do you remember that young centre half Tolson? I can't remember his last name, but he's at City. He didn't want to sign a new deal. He wanted assurances or some sort of clear pathway. He was given that. Since he signed that new deal, where has he been? Obviously, if you're making peas, you're making peas. Them two Garcias at City, I know they're always about in pre-season, and they're probably about now. Where are they? Mafio and Angelo, where are they? Again, I'm not saying that. I'm not critiquing Pep. Obviously, you can't. Some of these players that I've listed are not good enough. Like, I don't think Buckley Ricketts, for what it's worth, was ever stood a realistic chance, for instance, of making it same way as Congolo at the club. So, or Divishen for his talent. So I'm not critiquing them because I believe they were talented. I'm not critiquing just bringing through players for the sake of it. What I'm saying is that if this was any other club with these players leaving at an alarming rate, it would be spoken about. People wouldn't whisper about it. And Pep's meant to be someone that plays attractive football, that gives young players chances. He's playing Foden, and Foden's on the crust. But if you put him under the microscope, when has he? He's spending mad peas. Like, again, I'm not here to back Patrick Roberts or anything, but you have Patrick Roberts, you got Diaz or anything like that. He's just went out and spent 60 million on Mahrez, who can play in the 10 or in the flanks like Diaz. Obviously, below that you've got Ian Carlo Pandeva, who I believe is a good talent, and it remains to be seen if he can make it at City, bro. But yeah, like, I mean, if I'm a young player there and you're seeing all these your fellow colleagues leaving the club, and you're there as a talented player and you're looking at it and it's not as good as you think you are, I mean, the signing of Mahrez arguably should shake up young players like Sane and Sterling. So what's it going to do for the boys below them that are more inexperienced? What's it going to do for the likes of Tyler Richards, the young boy that they bought from Fulham, who's got a decent amount of potential to make first team? Again, I'm not getting at nobody. I'm just saying, if this was any other club, I've listed about 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, around 12, 13, around 12, 13 names here. And you lot could probably insert your others. So yeah, man, if this was any other club, it would be highlighted. But it's because it's Pep, it's being whispered, in my opinion. And yeah, if this was Chelsea, which it has been, people will talk about this. People will highlight this. When Marlon, Gnabry and all these guys are departing Arsenal, speak about this. When Nia Kirby departed from Spurs, it was spoken about. Even Poch, we know this. Like, as good as Pep is, there's some young players that it would be a crime if he doesn't bring through any. The minimum Diaz and Foden are on the crust. They really should be brought in. And like I said, people got at Sancho, but he's playing first team football. I mean, even if you look at the links, City tried to bring Fred and Jorginho to the club, and they were unsuccessful. How much game time would Foden get next year if a player came in? Again, I believe in his talent and I want him to play a lot, but at the end of the day, there's only so much games one can play if there's so many bodies. And clearly, if you're bringing in players for this amount of money, you're believing in them slightly more than him. He's 16, 17, so we have to take time, but you get where I'm going. Yeah, man, there's nothing more to say on that front, to be honest with you guys. Guys, deluded, please get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest. I'm out.